Hey, this Realm of the Mist podcast is brought to you proudly by the Nurses Guild.
Hey everybody, it's CJ Graham. That's right, Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th, Part 6, and you're listening to Breaking the Fourth Wall.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're back for another Breaking the Fourth Wall weekly. I am Christopher Stolle, and joining me, as always, Mr. No Sense of Taste, Don Smith. Mr. Smith.
No sense of taste. I only drink the best vodka. I only drink the best vodka. What do you mean, no sense of taste?
No sense of smell, Mr. Colin Washburn.
Well, the haircut definitely. There's no taste.
I'll try to give you some credit.
And, of course, no sense at all.
No sense at all. Oh, sorry.
No sense at all, Miss Serenity Stone.
I never make any sense. Come on, I live in Colorado.
If it ain't the thin air, it's the weed.
Let me take another hit here. How's everyone doing?
I guess there were a bunch of other states though that legalized recreational marijuana now, including I think Oregon legalized recreational cocaine too, and meth and everything else.
Oh, we could hit on that.
It's legal for anything.
Yeah, Portland pushed to the point that I think heroin's legal now. I mean, come on.
I think you're right. Just whatever you got. Go to Portland. You're fine.
I think that's why they legalized all of it. It's the only way to keep the citizens to continue living there. If you're that fucked up, you'll never realize that you're living in Portland, Oregon.
What is the medical use of boomers when there's no sunshine to see anything going on?
If you ever wanted to see a city that looks exactly like an asshole, just look at Portland, Oregon. And if I offended you,
I think you're looking in the mirror there.
Tough shit.
There goes all of our Portland listeners.
All two of them.
I was just going to say the same thing.
All right, guys.
Oh my God.
We're having our fun. We're going to tease on everything except for Portland. Fuck you, Portland. And we're going to get started on where we start all the time, the news buffet.
All right. Hey, welcome to another fantastic installment of the News Buffet. I'm not even going to start with anything stupid. We're just going to get right into the news because that's where it all is. And this one actually was sent to me earlier today by Mr. Colin Washburn.
Uh-oh.
An exotic animal lover. An exotic animal, not Colin, an exotic animal lover, but an exotic animal owner who made headlines last summer when one of his bears mauled a woman to death, has died after apparently choking on a sex toy, authorities said.
What?
Sam Mazzola, a 49-year-old, was found dead in his Columbia Station home on Sunday, face down on a waterbed. He was bound to the bed with handcuffs, chains, and padlocks, Lorain County Chief Deputy Coroner Dr. Frank Miller told the Cleveland Plain Dealer. Mazzola had a sex toy in his throat, which apparently obstructed his breathing, Miller said. He was also wearing a leather mask with the eyes and mouth zipped shut and a two-piece metal sphere covering his head.
That is one kinky-ass bear.
Oh my God! Protection.
Jesus.
He had done this he had done this by request, according to the story we were giving. Miller told the Morning Journal there was an assistant, but this is under investigation. It appeared Mazzola died from an accident during sexual role play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. You shove a dick down somebody's throat and zip the mouth on it and put a dome over their head, and that's not murder?
They could have done that to Epstein.
Yeah, well, it was role play. It was role play. He was, I guess, he thought he was the penis Houdini or something.
Well, wait a minute. Role play? What was it? Play dead?
Yeah.
That seems the role he was playing. No, but when you
play, I said, shut the fuck up.
when you said this dude had a pet bear that mauled somebody, I was expecting the irony to be the bear killed him. Not this shit.
Exactly.
It might have been a bear. I don't know what his preference was.
That's why I said kinky bear, because his bear killed him a different way. Jesus.
Damn.
Could he not? I guess he couldn't say the safe word, huh? Oklahoma! Oklahoma!
Seriously.
Like
The animal sex is disgusting.
Down my throat.
Couldn't do it.
Was the sphere so he couldn't make eye contact?
So what exactly is the cause of death here?
Asphyxiation on a dildo.
Was it an alien dildo?
The manner
Did
of
it vibrate?
It should have.
Did it implant eggs?
The manner of death is pending further investigation and will be released when the case is finalized. Apparently, the coroner's trying some of this kinky shit out to see how it happened.
Oh my god, I could just see him using a melon and apple pie.
Yeah, just imagine the pathologist with something stuck in their throat.
Oh,
Let's see how far it goes before you can't breathe.
How do you
Look.
think he did it?
look, nurse, you got to keep.
We'll find out.
Look, nurse, you got to keep trying. He took the whole 8 inches. I need to know how many inches were actually needed for him to asphyxiate.
Right.
I think we need to get Scully and Mulder on this one.
Yeah. It said no one has been charged in the death, which Detective Lopez said was not suspicious.
What?
Not at all. This a million times. It was
Jesus,
no
what
fingerprints
city?
on the mask.
What city did this take place in?
totally accidental. Could have happened to anyone.
What city did this take place in?
Oh, let's see. Where was it here? It was Columbia Station. Where the hell is that? I can't find.
So a
can't
case
find
like
it.
this was like just another Tuesday?
Oh, even better. Columbia Station, Ohio.
So again, I
Oh my
repeat,
God.
something like this is just another Tuesday? I mean, what the fuck?
There are choking warnings.
See, my big
For small
my
parts.
My biggest question about this whole article is who the fuck still has a waterbed?
And there we have the name of the episode.
Who has a waterbed?
Because it's all happened. They found him face down on a waterbed, and I think that's the problem. They've done this before in hotel beds that weren't as bouncy and sloshy as a waterbed, and he didn't accidentally choke on the dildo.
Never
That's
let
what
go,
happened.
Rose. Never let go.
There you go. Sherlock Holmes has discovered what actually killed him.
When this
The
bed's
waterbed.
rocking- When this bed's rocking, don't stick the dildo in your throat.
So he was found face down in a waterbed with a dildo in his throat, a gimp mask on, zipped up, and a bowl over his head. Freddy Krueger has changed his M.O.
Oh, yeah. How do you not find that slightly suspicious? There is so much on this guy's head to keep him from getting that out of his mouth. Because it's like one of those fake... his head was a Russian nesting doll. They gotta take this. They gotta take that weird sphere off of it to get to the mask, then take the mask off of it to get to the head, then open the jaws to get the dildo out. It's a Russian nesting dildo.
I'm all of a sudden thinking about that trick you do, and since we're coming up on the holiday season, that exactly is what's going through my head, where you get this real tiny gift, and you put it in a box, and you wrap it up, then you put it in a bigger box and wrap it up, and then a bigger box and wrap it. That's what I'm envisioning they were doing sexually right here.
He got his present.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Great art, Colin. I thank you so much for the contribution.
I have to wonder what the police did in order to get into the home to find him.
Obviously, they went in through the back door.
Did you issue a warrant?
He was face down in the waterbed. They went in through the back door.
Well, I'm sure whoever the other partner was called. That's why they know it was accidental. The other partner said, "I don't know. He's not moving. He's got everything. He's got the dildo in his throat. He's got the mask on. He's got the ball over his head. Everything
And the shackles.
he do."
It was so bad we lost Colin.
He's like, I can't handle this. I would pee my pants.
He shared the article and is now offended.
I like that the cop got there and he was still handcuffed to the bed. Like, whoever did this with him just said, "Well, hell with it, he's gone." I'm not going to bother to try to revive him. There is too much to undo. I got to find the keys. I'm distraught. I'm not going to struggle with that key and the handcuffs while I'm this distraught. You know?
Look, let's.
They just left him there, handcuffed and everything.
Let's be fair here. If the ultimate proof that this was foul play and not actually like a lover's accident is the fact that you left that body in that compromising position. I would have at least unhandcuffed, flipped his ass around, and at least opened up the zipper to the mouth. That's all. Like,
right,
at least pull the dildo out.
right. They should have at least tried something.
My first thought is his mother's going to read this article.
Work with it in there.
Maybe they were. Maybe this whole time they were mistaken and they were just trying the Heimlich maneuver.
Yep, Jesus. Reverse Heimlich. They're trying to get something stuck in.
They're licking something.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, that one was definitely a wondrous story.
It can only go downhill from here.
It's real is so much better.
I don't even know. I don't even know if we can go further than that. But we'll go to probably a related story.
Yeah. These are going to be all cock related.
Animal control officers in Virginia City, capital city, captured a sheep found wandering loose through a neighborhood, and the animal's origins remain a mystery. Richmond Animal Care and Control said officers responded to the Hay Road area this week when a resident reported there was a sheep wandering loose. Our officers received a phone call and that there was a sheep, and we were like, "Ha! Yeah, right." That's just great. That's the response you get. We got a loose sheep. The hell there is. Somebody's got that one tied down.
Sounds bad.
Charlie, your date got loose again.
And we got there, and there was really a sheep. Animal care director Christy Chip Peters.
He's so shocked.
That's her name. That's not her occupation. Christy Chips Peters.
Well, why can't it be both?
Why does she have to break them? Like, I like my Peters hole.
They call her old chips and dip.
You know what a chips Peter is. You know what a chips Peter is. That's when you have that morning wood. You go too quick and you catch the wall. Yeah.
Right, it's kind of like stubbing your toe. So, a toe stubbing and a chips Peter. According to Miss Chips Peter, we have never had a sheep at our shelter, and I don't know why this year seems to trend to the barnyard animals. That's nothing. There's this dude in Ohio that had a bear.
Look, it's 2020. Just go with it, lady.
Oh, it never ends well when they're wild.
Oh man, they need to stop this. They need to stop old Chips Peters from talking to the press, because their next statement is, when the sheep walked in today to the shelter, we all needed a bit of a smile, and he delivered that in that capacity.
Oh, good Lord. There was a bunch of fucking Velcro gloves and shitloads of smiles.
He lets everyone pet him. He lays his head in your lap and against your leg when you pet him, so he knows what love means. That's a good sheep.
I think that
right
sheep
there.
needs to press charges.
I think we just put it together.
That sheep has a case.
I think.
Is anybody sniffing?
I'm just glad this story wasn't in Ohio as well.
No, I don't know, man. I think we found the middleman. That sheep's all loving up to the cops like I didn't do it. I think that sheep was in Ohio.
He was working with the bear.
I am tired of being backed up into that corner.
Was anybody sniffing the sheep? Was the sheep wearing a mask?
Could have been. Yeah, it was a leather mask, but it was unzipped.
That's bad.
The safe word, Daddy. All right.
That's kind of sheepish.
That's very sheepish. Oh, what the hell? Why? We'll just keep this. We'll just keep this animal train rolling.
Frog it.
The Orange County Fairgrounds in California is addressing its weed problem by employing some unusual landscapers, a herd of goats, and their guardian donkey. Because when you're going to have a herd of goats, you better have a guardian donkey. County officials said the area around the fairgrounds Pacific Amphitheater is being grazed on by a herd of 18 Angora goats and a miniature donkey on loan from Eureka Mohair Farm in Toll House, California. They can't even get their own goats and donkey. They have to have it on loan.
Of course, it's
They
outsourced.
can afford it. It's Orange County.
Yeah. And all this time, there are loose sheep in Virginia.
And I bet none of them own a waterbed.
None of... You don't want to sheep on a waterbed. That's I've heard. Well, because the Who's, they'll puncture him in a heartbeat, you know?
Yeah. A friend of mine told me about it.
Yeah.
I wonder who that could be.
He had a leather mask.
Well, I mean, I had this brother. He owns a bear. Long story.
Long story? Okay, I like long stories.
I think we already discussed that one, but that's okay.
So what are these goats doing? They're eating weed around the amphitheater? What are they grazing on?
Yeah, they're just grazing on weeds. That's what they're doing. They're actually hired to just knock down the weeds around the amphitheater.
See?
I have to say this is not uncommon.
See, you get a bunch of brain dead followers to eat up a whole bunch of weed, and the jackass will always be in the charge.
There you go.
That's a fucking metaphor for life right there.
That definitely is. You know, it's
He who stands on toilet, high on pot.
Oh, Jesus
let's
Christ.
see what else we got here. We're bound to have something else.
Yeah. What other animals can we defame tonight?
In the midst of all the uncertainty surrounding the 2020 election, one bright spot has emerged on Tuesday as Wilbur, a French bulldog, won mayorship of Rabbit Hash, a tiny community in Kentucky's Boone County. The jury's still out on what Wilbur's policies are going to be, but the handsome pup was a popular choice, claiming 13,143 out of 22,985 votes in a new record.
That is probably the smartest election on the planet, and I know his platform. If you can't eat it, fuck it, or sniff it, bury it and walk the fuck away.
According to local reports, he will be replacing Mayor Bryneth Paltrow, a pit bull who has dutifully served since 2017. Bryneth Paltrow.
Somebody needs to shoot that dog's owners.
Wilbur's closest opponents were Jack Rabbit, a beagle, and Poppy, a golden retriever. Lady Stone, a border collie that serves as the ambassador for the town, will be keeping her position and announced news of Wilbur's win on her Facebook page. The Frenchie has his own Facebook page as well, showing images of his hard-won campaign to become mayor of the most magical place on earth.
These people have literally
I don't know how they do
life.
it, because I know, but I know some really good pets that would make a lot better politicians than I have right now. So
Absolutely.
I nominate
I
my
think that
basset hound.
Lassie.
Yeah, I nominate my basset hound for sure.
Like, this sounds like a loophole that I want to investigate.
Right? Can we get one of these animals to be president of the United States in 2024? Like, can we make this
Oh,
happen?
God, that would be... I mean, why not? Well, the only thing is, it couldn't be any of them because they're already career politicians.
True, yeah. We want to drain the swamp.
We want to stay away. We need to stay away from that crap.
We'd have to find someone who will identify as a sheep.
Right. Find a dog that will identify.
And a bear.
And a bulldog.
Oh.
We're getting awfully complicated with it, though. I mean, we just need to find one animal. That way, well, we'll need a vice president as well. So I guess we can have that's where you get the guardian donkey from California.
Well, you see, they could be candidates, right? I mean,
Is
I'm
a
sure
boy
somebody
and
got
thinks that
them.
it's a girl.
I mean, obviously they got them registered to vote now. So what the hell?
That's true. The goats in California could absolutely run for president because just like Bill Clinton, they ate it, but they didn't inhale it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, their battle cry is Biden.
Oh.
I was just thinking the guardian donkey because we're going to need a law and order candidate.
Oh, that hurt my heart.
He has a concealed carry permit.
Fuck. That hurt my heart.
Okay.
Damn it, Colin. You're supposed to be the positive one.
Well, hey, you got to see some of these sheep won't give up their tax returns either.
Damn.
Animal rescuers in Pennsylvania said a chameleon was rescued after being stranded on a power line for 3 days. The Peninsula Humane Society and SPCA said personnel responded to a neighborhood in Daly City. Is Daly or Daly? I don't know. One of them. Where a caller reported an exotic lizard had been clinging to a power line for 3 days. The organization said officials spoke with the electrical line worker to develop a plan to rescue the chameleon. Rescuer ended up using a wooden-handled tool to capture the chameleon in a net. Officials said the lizard attempted to cling to the line, but was eventually pulled free and back to the ground. Hooray!
A wooden-handled utensil.
Yes,
I wonder if they used a dildo from that guy's mouth.
a wooden dildo. You don't want to use those. They can
They
lead
splinter.
to splitter.
Yeah.
You don't want-
Well, that makes sense for the choking. I mean, if it was plastic, wouldn't it just slide right out?
I mean, it goes in smooth, but then, severe tire damage on the way out. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it would have slid out, but the mask was zipped up.
Well, right now everyone's into making everything and doing everything themselves.
Well,
So
if you
you
want to
think
take up the mask.
it was a craft dildo he got on Etsy or something? Is it?
Grandpa, what are you doing?
He
I'm
probably
whittling.
made it himself.
Just whittling up a dildo for Grandma.
That's it. I'm making Grandma's birthday present.
Or maybe thought he was being safe. He's leaving his mask on,
You know what? I'm totally going to start making them. I mean, I have tons of wood in the backyard.
Well, when you're a good-looking girl.
And that's on my property. Oh my god, you dork. I got some big trees I need to uproot, that's for sure.
And I have to say that Serenity Dildos kind of has a ring to it.
It does, yeah.
Or just
One time you told me.
Serenity.
Oh my god.
The male pen that brings zen.
Oh, okay. That's not a utopian society to me. I don't. Yeah.
I have to share this next part of the lizard story just because of the spokeswoman's name. Since these lizards are native only to Africa, the chameleon is either someone's exotic pet or an escapee from a pet shop. To date, we haven't found a lost report that fits this little animal, according to spokeswoman Buffy Martin Tarbox.
Buffy Tarbox. She can use a Serenity dildo.
She totally can. Oh my god. I'll send her one. What's her address again?
Miss Tarbox?
Yes.
Don't send her one. It'll just get stuck there.
No.
No, I put a choking hazard on mine, okay?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, not
for intended. Yeah, not for intended use is what it actually says. Like
use with zipped up masks.
Very choking hazard. Small parts.
I want one. I want one.
fine.
I want one to put in the background when I do podcasts. I want it to be a dildo that's like curved like a dolphin jumping out of the water with a dude half naked with a gimp mask on and like a cowboy hair. Just in tribute to the dude from Ohio.
You're very specific on how you take it.
That's it.
Right? I was about to say we could do this, but then when he started getting past the curved, I'm like, what the fuck?
There you go.
It's got to be curved.
As a matter of fact, the base of it has to be a waterbed. So all of it is happening on top of the waterbed.
Yep.
With very thick plastic.
All things like that happen on top of a waterbed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your news buffet for this week. Thank you so much for playing along.
Yay.
Oh,
Right,
good
save your
Lord.
water wings.
Telling you, who the fuck has a waterbed? I mean, there's nothing wrong with a waterbed. I mean, my parents had a waterbed when I was younger, and I used to love sleeping in that
It
thing.
was, the 70s and 80s, yeah, those were all the rage. But, 2020, I don't think a lot of people have waterbeds. And now, apparently, one less person has one.
I wonder if it's for sale.
It's going to be on
It'll
eBay.
probably be on the street. You might be.
Might get a discount.
I'm sure whoever it was that handcuffed him to it, if they don't go to prison, they
might keep it.
probably want to sell it just for the bad memories,
Maybe
Yeah.
it's a memento. Souvenir?
Yeah, there you go. Have them sign it. Can you sign the headboard?
I ain't even seen
As
one.
long as it still has the shackles on it, okay?
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
You at least want to see the handcuff marks on the bedpost. That's
We're jumping into
adds
some.
value. Mental value.
We're
Right
jumping into
next to
some.
my chewing gum.
We're jumping into some Hellraiser fucking scenarios here. Like all I have is the scene from the first Hellraiser where the bloody mattress was laying there with all the fucking chains from the Cenobites attacking still on it and shit. And it's like you guys are talking about let's do that with a waterbed.
I'm still just getting past the name, the chips.
Oh,
Man.
the Chips
Don't-
Peter, Chip
Peter.
Peters.
Chips Peters, that's her name, not her occupation.
Again, why can't it
How do
be?
you know?
Why?
Like, how do you know?
Why
Well,
can't
I
it be
mean,
both?
You're right. That is an assumption. Just like Miss Tarbox. I don't know if that's
Well, I got a friend named Mike Cook, but his name's spelled Mike Cock.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, I would definitely call him my cock.
It's better than Craven Moorhead.
Yeah, was anybody seen my cock?
I've seen an Asian
I'm
named.
dead.
I was working for a carpet cleaning company, and they used to do the cold call telemarketing calls to try to set up appointments for people to come clean your carpets and shit. And I got to see one of the calling time, and I literally saw Itchy Wang, ICHIWANG. That has never left my memory. Seeing that burned
Harry's
in.
cousin.
Harry's cousin, yeah, Harry Wang.
It's tough for an empty wang to leave your memory.
And don't forget
I hate
don't
to
forget
say,
their
there are times that I've put down weird names. Like when you have to take a poll or something or fill something out that's so useless you don't want to do it. I've put down some very interesting things before. So those code callers, I'm sure they had fun with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those are fun.
I couldn't even imagine. I don't think I could keep a straight face to read the script. I really do. Excuse me, Mr. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm looking for an itchy wang. Are
Yeah.
you itchy wang?
Okay, take two.
Get out and come
Oh,
again.
wow.
I'm trying to reach an itchy wang.
We're not surprised.
Oh,
Look, he's the last call of the knife. I need release. I need relief from this itchy wang.
Put the lotion on the skin.
Gets the hose again.
Good.
Oh, good lord.
I think that we've had enough hose talk for one evening. Like, seriously, I'm gonna have nightmares now. No more zoos. No more water slides at water parks. I mean, like.
No, seriously, you're not wrong. Like, I might as well say this is after hours already. You're not wrong, in the sense that, like, I think the news buffet, if I haven't learned anything in the past 12 episodes or whatever that we've done, is I'm never taking my children to a zoo again.
Right?
Hey, you don't
Oh
have
my
to
God.
take the zoo. If you've learned nothing from the news buffet, sometimes the zoo comes to you.
Well, that's the thing.
Never underestimate Don Smith.
Or eat frozen noodles that have been in there for over a year.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the news buffet serves as a warning. That's what we're here for.
Let's go ahead and get into
Try.
after hours.
The following is an announcement from the Nurses Guild of Florida. Home health aides or nurses invited in your home is an important issue family-wide. Where you get your private duty service is of critical importance. Did you know hiring a friend of a friend or even a recommendation from your church puts you and your family at risk for workers' compensation? A back injury will cost $60,000 to $100,000 and a slip and fall up to 3 times that amount. Do you know if a caregiver in your home has a history of abuse, neglect, or theft? Do they have a history of drug abuse or have an addiction? The Nurses Guild conducts full Level 2 criminal background checks. Is the labor law particular to home care being obeyed, or are you unknowingly setting up your estate for claims of unpaid time and a half? Why not get your private duty from a 5-star Medicare home health agency, the experts at home care? You get properly trained and supervised personnel, workman's compensation coverage, criminal background checks, proper adherence to applicable labor law, all to shield you from lawsuits. All of our home health aides and nurses are fully screened, supervised, and COVID tested. Here at the Nurses Guild, we have nurses from every specialty. No matter what your diagnosis, we have the right caregiver for you. Call the Nurses Guild today to arrange your home health visit at 954-596-9806 for Broward County and 561-826-8937 for Palm Beach County. Remember, healthcare put off is healthcare too late. Stay safe during the pandemic. Wear a mask and insist those around you wear a mask. Wash your hands frequently and stay home as much as
I kind of woke up in the after hours. I'm sorry.
That's all
Maybe
right.
the right side of the bed or the wrong side, but definitely in the after hours side.
Well, if it was a waterbed, you just kind of wave on out.
Well, I'm gonna make another.
5:55. Happy 5:55, everyone. I just looked at my phone.
What is the significance of 555?
Nice.
I don't know.
There's
I know that
numbers are lucky.
444.
Repetitious numbers like that are lucky in folklore.
Ah.
Yeah, but what does that one mean, though?
Well, I
Because
know
444 is the angel number, so...
I know if you want to confuse somebody who works in a liquor store or whatever with the lottery machines, just walk up to them and say, yeah, let me get 777 and box it. For people who don't know, box it means you take your 3 numbers and say your numbers were 314 and you say box it. They'll give you tickets for 314, 134, 413, basically different iterations of the numbers. So if you walk in with a repetitive number like 777 and say box it, they'll look at you funny. And the reason they'll look at you funny.
Okay, well.
The reason they'll look at you funny is because they took a minute to realize that you did that and it was a joke.
Well, it's just interesting. It says that 555 is the universe's way of telling you that you are in sync with your true self. Like, I guess I'm meditating right now or something. I'm meditating or praying. So I just saw 555 because I'm at one with my true self.
That's hanging out with us.
I'm just smoking a bowl.
That's hanging out with us. That's your one true self. It's hanging out with us. Hanging out with us and laughing.
Talking to you guys, laughing. You know, laughing is the world's best medicine. I have to say, if I don't laugh naturally, like 10 times a day, like actual laugh, it's a shitty fucking day.
It's also the ultimate form of birth control. I'm dead serious.
Why is that?
Laughing is the ultimate form of birth control. Guy drops his pants, woman points and laughs. She ain't getting pregnant that night.
Oh my god. Man, the last...
I think we learned something about Chris.
Yes, I've had the experience over and over and over. Hung like a pimple, and maybe someday somebody will pop me.
Oh, God.
I'm just going to let that "oh God" in the background linger.
Too much information.
I'm just going to let that background "oh God" linger for a while. Anybody got some funny stories? I've got really nothing for after hours today. That's why I said we'll just continue the conversation.
Oh my God. So I do. Okay, so last night I'm hanging out with my friends. Okay, so we went on curfew. So we got socially demoted again. We're not allowed to be in groups of more than 6 people, no more than 2 households, you know, same limiting stuff, but we're hanging out last night, of course. We howled at 8 o'clock, just like when we were on lockdown. Our neighbor, I mean, the response was incredible. And then she was looking up a video that's actually on my timeline of a band that I work with, and it's Idiocracy. But the words for the band is the God Bombs. And her phone completely wigged out when she started reading what it said when she said those words, and literally shut down. Like, it shut down her phone when she said that.
For the band's name?
Like, it restart, just using the word B-O-M-B.
Oh, okay. That somehow that went over my head, but yeah. So because she used the word bomb, theory or whatever, that the phone was
God,
just like
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was a report that same day. Okay, there was a report of somebody jumping off the highway right by my house. And I was on my way home, and I didn't know if I should take the highway. You know, don't want splatter on my car. So I went on to Google Maps. And it was wigging out on me. It told me it was going to take like 14 hours to get 10 minutes from my house.
A body drops on Serenity's car, and she's just like, "Damn birds with the cherry trees."
You said, no, I want the no splatter route.
I want the no splatter route, but I have to say my car needs washed. No.
Oh.
Seriously. Oh, my God. Seriously, do they have hoses for that?
Hair in your grill, is it?
Or would you just drive through it? I mean, like, how do they collect the evidence? Like, in my head,
by jumped off the highway, you mean they jumped from an overpass?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense, because if you just jump off the highway, why would the highway close down? You're dead over there. I mean, don't inconvenience me. He's over there dead. He's off the highway.
Have you not been in a traffic jam? Wait a minute. Traffic getting backed up because of something that happened somewhere else. Have you never been in a traffic jam? You're stuck in a traffic jam. It's going 2 miles an hour. You're like, fuck, there must have been something bad. I hope nobody died. You finally get to the accident site and it's on the other side of the highway. Rubbernecking, really?
See, I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite. If I'm in that much traffic and we're backed up and not moving at all, I'm sitting there saying, somebody better fucking be dead up there.
Oh my God. You know,
if they're going to hold me up this long, I got shit to do.
Unfortunately,
really
like, you're never going to
route.
know. Yeah, like, I take, if I find out something's going on, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take the other route. You know, like.
Yeah, you got to think, because otherwise you'd be calling an Uber driver to help you out with this shit.
I'll tell you what, though, Serenity, you're not wrong. Like, your phone's GPS fucked you up. It's like saying it was going to take 45 minutes to go 14 minutes or something like that. I had something similar to that. I was helping a buddy of mine who was a friend of mine from wrestling. I was helping him refinish his basement. He lived in Upper Darby, and I would GPS how to get to his place from where I lived, and I would put in, like, no tolls, don't want to go on a turnpike, whatever else, so give me alternate routes. One time, it took me on an unmarked ramp onto the turnpike, and when I say unmarked, there was no toll booth, there was no place to get a ticket or anything else. Then I realized I'm on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, so I get off on the first exit because I didn't have a ticket and they didn't believe I can't. It must have been like a service ramp or something that my GPS found. Because I didn't come at a booth or whatever, they charged me for the whole length of the fucking turnpike. $45 fucking dollars.
Wow. Okay, so I just got some marijuana out of my freezer because, you know, right before lockdown, I froze everything I had, all my assets. Okay.
That's not what they mean by freezing your assets, but okay, go ahead.
Put your butt in the freezer?
Okay, I just literally pulled this out right before tonight because I wanted something a little bit special. Okay.
Oh, because she's hanging out with us.
I'm sending. Yeah, I want to have fun. You have to check out what it looks like. Like, just the image on it itself.
Is that what you just sent?
Grip and pull? Oh, I see.
Yeah, I get it.
That with that. Like,
I see it.
sorry.
It's dark as crap in here.
Oh my God, I'm never going to look at this bag the same again. It's a waterbed to me now.
Wow.
Is this instructions on how to give birth?
It's for the doctors.
Keep it.
Well, it's checking for splinters. Checking for splinters after using those wooden Etsy dildos.
If you keep it sealed, it'll stay fresher longer.
It looks like instructions for a pap smear or something.
That's what I'm saying. Is this like page
All
one
it's
of?
missing is a stirrup.
That's what I'm saying. Is this page one of the OGBYN fucking manual there? Grip and pull.
Yeah, grip and pull. Grip and pull.
And the arrows.
All that picture's missing is a salad spoon.
Well, you gotta have arrows pull straight back on them.
Do they have these instructions on all the weed bags in Colorado now?
No.
What are you buying this for, man?
If you need instructions like that in order to open your bag of weed, you don't need in that bag of weed.
Yeah, you've had enough weed.
Right? Oh my God. It's like people forgot how to roll joints, so maybe they forgot how to open bags. I don't know.
How do I get into this baggie?
I've never seen this kind of stuff before.
That's fucking crazy.
Oh my God. Oh, I don't like
paper
that
bag. It's like a paper bag with an arrow that says this end up.
Oh my God.
Well,
Right?
I mean, there's instructions, stupid instructions on everything. Like you could go from like the stupid things of back in the day, like you remember the Dorito bags. You remember Doritos where they'd like be giving away like prizes or something like that, and it would always say like no purchase necessary. Details inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
you
don't
have to purchase the box of cereal.
or you know, you see things like battery acid and it says do not swallow. Or a toothbrush,
Right.
do not take anally. It's the fact of the matter is The only reason that label is there because some moron. It's literally because some moron
did that. Yeah.
See, that's been my thought for a long time, is just leave warning signs off of stuff.
And the problem
We will
fix
weed
itself.
out the population.
That's it. Like that bitch.
I totally agree with you.
It's like that bitch back in the day, that one a long time ago, that fucking fat kid put a cup of McDonald's coffee between her legs, you know, while she was driving, and the fucking shit spilled all over her legs and burned her legs. And she sued McDonald's because coffee burnt her legs. Forget the fact that she's a dumbass that put a hot cup between her legs, you know, and got like $1 million from McDonald's. And since then, McDonald's has had to have caution hot contents on their coffee cups. Seriously,
well, not only that, they have to regulate. They have to regulate the temperature on the coffee.
Yeah.
That's why they don't give you packets of sugar and cream to put in yourself. They have to put it in for you, so you don't have to open the lid at all.
But again,
Yep, and I have to say, they do not have the grip and pull on there. So how do you drink it?
You just buy it for a souvenir. Just set it on your shelf.
Well, what I hate is when you get the orange juice and they forget to send a straw with it.
oh, really?
Oh,
Right, because everybody needs a little cocaine with their orange juice.
Forget it, bowl.
You just pour that shit in the orange juice and snort it all together.
it's only legal in Oregon, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, why? Why would they do that? Seriously. And how many states legalize different things?
Weed,
Like
I get.
the marijuanas?
Weed, I
Yeah.
get. Weed, I get. I don't necessarily agree with recreational use of marijuana personally. I get its medicinal points, but it's recreational. I don't necessarily agree with. However, I get it. But coke, crack, heroin, how the fuck is anybody legalizing this shit? Ever? Like, name
Why
me
not
one
apply
practical
the
use
rules?
for
Yeah,
it.
weeding out the population.
Or maybe it's just so many of the homeless people are getting it for free, they want some of the tax money back.
Probably. Or it's very simple. They want to keep their
mean-
citizens dumb. I made the joke earlier, but they may want to keep their citizens brain dead.
How are
did
the
you...
homeless people are getting crack for free?
Wasn't that
At any
why
rate.
they're homeless?
I
mean,
wasn't aware of this grassroots organization. Crack-
okay, so
no,
So
that
let's
was
go back to the earlier story about the waterbed. Okay, so
I knew it was going there. I knew it.
And he owed a lot of money, and he was all like, "Suck on this, asshole!" Like nothing is actually free.
Oh, please tell me the dildo when they pulled it out of the corpse. Please tell me it was actually named the Purple Dragon.
Hey, that's the pot shop I go to. No.
Well, the problem is it was one of those alien ones, and he actually choked to death on all those slimy eggs that shot out.
This I believe.
Oh, he couldn't swallow. I get it.
Don, the most
Needs more
disturbing
practice.
part, the most disturbing part of that article, besides the waterbed, the most disturbing part was that wasn't you finding it for the fucking news buffet. That was our little quiet guy, Colin, sent it to you.
Yeah,
What sites
Yeah,
are you
you
going
preach,
on, sir?
guy.
that news story, and it was from my home state.
Oh my God. It didn't even make the news there,
Thought
did
about
it?
that. I probably knew the guy.
I want to see your browser history.
That's another disturbing part of that story to me is not only did he have a waterbed, how did he get it in his trailer?
It was in a trailer?
It would have had to have been. He owns exotic animals. He lives in Ohio. He has a waterbed. He said he lives in a trailer.
He lives in a trailer.
Sounds
Yeah.
legit.
I blame Tiger King.
Yes.
We blame him for a lot. Let's do it.
I blame Tiger
Where
King.
are his tigers? Are they being well fed?
I don't know.
I'm hoping.
You know, because I hear that there's these things that you can put in their mouth and zip it shut.
They sleep
Sorry.
on waterbeds. Oh,
They
good.
found this tiger face down on a waterbed with a mask on.
Oh, okay, Chris, do you remember Mark, our neighbors in Colorado Springs?
Yeah.
Do you remember that movie? Do you remember? Just tell me I don't have to say more than that.
No, you got to say more than that. If not for my benefit, for everybody else's.
I don't know if it's actually legal to say it, but do you remember?
I
Oh my
remember.
God, I
I
can't
remember
believe I'm
Plague
saying
showing me. I remember Plague from RMCW showing me two midgets fucking in a drawer. That I remember. No, I'm not joking. He
No,
showed me a
okay.
porn of two midgets
Okay,
fucking in a
so-
drawer.
Our,
Oh,
our
you're
neighbors
wait,
had
wait,
a-
Mark and his boyfriend, the two gay guys.
Yes, the guy that had the dick as big as a horse.
Yeah, and they
okay?
showed us their home video. Yeah. Oh God, we were invited over for drinks,
No,
and
I
they
don't think it was their home video.
They invited us over for drinks, and as we're sitting there, they just decided to put on their home video of them fucking, and dude's boyfriend had a dick that would make a fucking horse cry. I swear to God, like this dude should have been nicknamed Sperm Whale. Like,
Yeah. No, like, I think that it would go all the way above his head. Like,
Hey, Wilbur.
but I am talking about a different video, not of them.
did I ever tell you what they
I am
wanted from
talking
me?
about the one with the dog or the pony.
Yeah, did I ever tell you what they wanted
Oh,
from
yeah.
me? How they kept inviting me over?
I think so, but I think that that's probably memories that I block out for a reason.
Yeah, I try to too until you mentioned their names, and now it come flooding back. They used to invite me over for beers all the time, sometimes with Serenity, sometimes without. And most of the times without is because they were trying to talk me into they would pay me to let them suck my dick.
They wanted a lot more than
Yeah.
that. I mean,
Well, hold on. I want to point something out. You didn't say they offered. You said they would pay you.
I said they offered,
That means it
but I needed the money. But I needed the
not
money.
what you
No,
said.
no, no.
that's not, no. You
Would never
said-
happen. Their mustaches
Exactly.
would tickle.
Oh, Chris, I only got about $3, man.
Dude, straight up, they had mustaches worse than yours in that picture, Colin. Trust me. There's no way that was going to happen.
Well, you mentioned some kind of dog and pony, so I knew you had to be involved.
Oh! No, these dudes were straight out
Oh
there,
my
though.
God.
Like, when they weren't acting weird, they were cool as hell. But when the weirdness came out, oh my God, did the weirdness come out.
Yeah, like one drink later, like it didn't take much for them to get loosened up. We'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would leave a lot of the time. I'd be like, okay, I'm going home, you know, and home wasn't exactly the place where I wanted to go because our roommates were interesting people too. But I definitely did not want to be over
Look,
there.
just because she made her husband dress up as an elf lord when they made love. Come on.
They did a lot more than that, and the splatter on the walls says it all, man. Like that wasn't boogers, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
So they had like curly-toed shoes and the whole bit.
Yeah. No, he
Well, yeah,
he did a lot of dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
telling
my
you.
God.
Like he be Peter Pan
I
and she be Wendy, and they figure out a way of producing their own pixie dust. I mean, just leave that as the image.
Hey, can we get these guys as a guest?
I think that I saw them on my 1,000-Pound Life or whatever that couple show is, where they're both really huge.
Did they put on that much
Yeah.
weight? I mean, they were never small when we knew them, but well, what we could
That's
see
when I
of them.
saw her.
Can we get them with a forklift as a guest?
No, from their bed. I mean, they're already socially distancing.
Beefcake, beefcake.
Naturally.
Follow your dreams. I'm living proof.
Oh man.
So wrong. And I still have the images of those two dudes wearing shorter shorts than I've seen any white blonde chick wear. Like, their jean shorts would go all the way up their crack and wouldn't even have pockets.
Serenity, thank you so much. Now I need to go back to therapy. I suppressed those memories for a reason.
If they're that big, it doesn't matter what they wear. At some point, it's going to be up their ass.
It could be a circus tent when you begin, but it's a thong when you're ending.
It could be a scarf. It's probably going to end up there.
Oh, face down with a spear over their head. Yep.
Oh my lord. The worst part.
I thought I wanted to go some way happy and fast, but that's not what I meant.
The worst part about the gay couple was the butch of the group, the one that had the monster dong. He looked like a regular construction worker guy, but his girlfriend, boyfriend, the feminine one, was a bastard mix between Gallagher and Freddie Mercury. I swear to God, like. If Freddie Mercury and the
More
comedian,
on the Gallagher side.
More on the Gallagher side, but he had the Freddie Mercury in the 70s fucking perm hair going.
Yeah, and he also liked to smash a lot of watermelons.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, good lord.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's not talk about old times anymore. That was disgusting.
Thank you.
I need a shower now, guys. So,
Thank you.
Oh my God. See, there's a nice warning.
God almighty, can I join the Me Too movement now?
Objects in your rear are larger than they appear.
Oh! God almighty.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Not the wooden one, okay?
Colin's got meatloaf on us.
I'm in rare form today. I don't know.
I wonder if one of them was the one on the waterbed with the gimp mask. That's who it was.
I was wondering the name. Yep, I was wondering the name for a reason.
Oh, good lord.
I know a few people out in Ohio, too.
And
a few people I wouldn't mind choking on one. So either way, it might be an interesting outcome.
So there it is, man.
Did it have a name on there? Did it have? I can't remember if there was a name on that or not.
I don't think he gave us a name. I don't think he did.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see now because I'm pulling it back up.
Name is
He's pulling it back out
for personal reasons.
Sometimes you just gotta pull it back
He
up.
unzipped it.
Well, he's dead. He's not going to get embarrassed, right? I mean, he's already dead.
Yeah,
well, if he wasn't embarrassed by a bear eating somebody and then having himself shackled up and speared instead of speared, then I'm sure that nothing will embarrass him.
Sam. It was Sam Mazzola.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't them.
Oh, good old Sam.
Good old
okay.
Sam.
Sam, yeah.
Columbia Station, Ohio.
Well, damn, Sam.
Yep. Rest in leather mask, I guess.
Damn, Sam should have fucking stuck with green eggs and ham.
Oh man.
Okay, after this thought process
I do not like them in a waterbed. I do not like them with leather mask on head. I will not eat green dildos.
After this trip down perverted lane, thanks to Colin and now Serenity, I need something positive. Colin, take it.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Well, this week we had a couple weeks off here, and over the course of our little vacation, we did have Halloween, which was a pretty good time. And this time, I'm thinking about that. I'm also thinking about our buddy Chris, who isn't with us today. And I thought I should mention that in filling in for him a little bit here, a quick mention of The Mandalorian Season 2 started.
Yes.
I did get a chance to watch it. The guy, the star here, the Pedro Pascal, he seems to be doing a really good job. So him and Baby Yoda are pretty much on their adventures again. And then they've brought some new things into this season where the Boba Fett character is brought back from the past.
Do not spoil
and the
episode
guy
2 for
playing
me
him
yet.
is
Do not spoil episode 2 for me yet.
Morrison?
Yeah, he was the one who played the clones
Yeah.
in the prequels.
He doesn't know what he's spoiling.
Right, yeah, Tamara Morrison.
Yeah, I have not watched any of them.
Well, this
and
guy
I
played
I
Jango
need to.
Fett in the past movies with the clones. They actually used him as the model for all the clones, right? So he's
Right.
playing the part of Boba Fett. Oh, they brought back from the dead here in The Mandalorian, which is pretty cool. They show his old armor and stuff and some repair work that was done on it. Barely, they don't mention it, but you see it. And then the character using his armor is a sheriff on Tatooine.
Yep.
Timothy Olyphant, who you might remember from Deadwood or Live Free or Die Hard with the Die Hard movies. He was one of the villains. So he plays this sheriff named Cobb Vanth. And he's got this armor, and so the Mandalorian's trying to get it back from him. Another cameo, they used John Leguizamo's voice in one character who was short-lived, but it's pretty cool to have him involved in the series anyway.
Well, even the
Starr.
Mandalorian, you mentioned his name, Pedro. I forget his last name.
Pedro Pascal.
He was one of his breakout role. Well, really, his breakout role was in Game of Thrones. He was the Prince of Dorne.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So he's becoming pretty well known. Although they don't show his face too much here in this series, but
This is
that's
the
just
way.
Mandalorian.
Well,
Yeah,
I think that Star Wars has a very good thing going with their costumes and their upgrades. Denver was lucky enough to have the Star Wars costume museum here for a few months. I don't remember how long, and I did end up getting tickets on the very last day, and I went, and they had all of Princess Leia's dresses. They had all the different Vaders because they've upgraded them in each movie and they've made them different. So, I mean, it was really, really cool. They had Ewoks there. I mean, I'll have to send you guys some pictures because I think Berlin was only a few months old, and I was like dying to squeeze into one of those dresses. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you sent me a couple of them. Because I'm a huge Star Wars nut, you sent me a couple of the pictures of the mannequins and stuff of Darth Maul facing Obi-Wan and Vader's costume, because I'm a huge Vader nut. She sent me a couple pictures. It was pretty awesome.
Right.
Yeah, and they're all the real ones, and you're like right up close and personal with all of them. I mean, I have to say, they don't just do it on screen. It's literally amazing artwork that they're wearing. Even if it's the armor of Vader, I don't care. What they do is an art, and I love that they're keeping up with it on Mandalorian.
Yeah, incidentally, I noticed that the sets and some of the stuff they're doing on the show, it seems like they got a better budget this time around because it's looking really good.
Well, it's not just they got a great. It's not just that they have a great budget, which they do, of course, but it's not just the great budget. It's also the fact that people like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, who, you could argue Dave Filoni is George Lucas Jr. He is the true apprentice to George Lucas. They went back to practical effects. They went back to the things that made Star Wars what Star Wars is. Less CG, less green screen work. Put it out on location. Put on real costumes. Make the aliens either stop motion or puppet or people in rubber costumes, and make the world feel alive. And I think Mandalorian has been doing that phenomenally.
Yeah, I think they're doing a great job that way. They're bringing back a lot of old canon, a lot of things that are in the movies that were just little tidbits of information that people don't really remember unless they're good fans. And now they're looking at things and they're going back to the movies and saying, wait a minute, there was something before that linked to this, and they're finding little things like little, what do they call it, Easter eggs or whatever, where you see the little tidbits of information from the past that they're bringing forward now and said, this is what that meant, and that's what this meant, and this foreshadowed this and that. And it's really cool. It's like you have to unravel.
They tie up a lot of loose ends and create different paths with them. That is really cool.
What's really cool about The Mandalorian too is, even though it can tie in the Easter eggs of the past, the time frame that it takes place, unlike the spin-off movies like Solo and Rogue One, which were firmly cemented between episode 3 and episode 4 of the movies, Mandalorian's taking place after Jedi. Now, between Jedi and Force Awakens, there's a 30-year gap. They've got a huge space taken with lore. So they've got like free reign to do whatever the hell they want to do within this world.
That's the great thing. There's going to be all kinds of new canon that's going to come out of this series, and it's going to be real exciting, you know. And they're bringing in really good actors. Also, quick mention: I did get a chance to see that Solo movie, and that was pretty good. Woody Harrelson did a great job. Anybody gets a chance to see it, check it out. I'm sure Chris would approve.
To me, it's the weakest of the Star Wars
I've seen
movies.
Solo. I'm going to have to start watching The Mandalorian because I've heard a lot of great things. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm just going to have to start. I'm going to have to get Disney Plus so I can watch it, I guess.
And it's worth it it's worth it just for Baby Yoda. Like everybody was all about the porgs. Like they may not have liked The Last Jedi, but they liked the porgs. But Baby Yoda's about the cutest thing that Disney's ever produced.
Search it out. He has a different name too. He's
the child. He has no name.
Yeah, that's his name.
The
the
only
child
reason
that has no name.
they call him Baby
Right.
Yoda because his species is the same as Yoda. But I guess some people might actually speculate that it is Yoda. They're wrong. But yeah, the name of the character is actually just the child.
Yeah.
They just refer to him as a child because they don't really have a name for him yet. Which, who knows? Maybe they'll spin off a name for him pretty soon here. I mean, he's got a pretty good following. He deserves a name. Come on, Disney.
Well, I think that's part of the story, part of the mystique about it that they should keep, actually, is he is the child. You don't know if he's the child of the Force, you don't know what he can create. I mean, this could go on for several seasons. I don't know how many episodes is this season.
I don't know how many they're going to do. I think the first season was only eight episodes. But you're right, because, I mean, you think about it, the child is the same species as Yoda. And one of the things George Lucas said about Yoda a long time ago was that he doesn't ever want anybody to know the species Yoda is. Because originally, as it was written, Yoda was supposed to be one of the Wills, which was the original name of the Force. And he decided that he wanted Yoda's character, his background, to be that unknown. So I agree with the child. Leave it as much mystery as you can because it's fitting to the character.
Yeah.
Right. And if you look through some of the canon in the past, some of the other books that were written and stuff, there's a couple of different characters that are the same species as Yoda. And I remember one of them was actually one of the most powerful Jedis. So if anybody's interested, there is information out there on YouTube videos and stuff about some of the canon in the background of Mandalorian and the Yoda.
Yeah. Okay, so anyone hear about like any movies coming out or anything? Because like this is all at home stuff. Like, is there even like Don? Is there movies coming out in the theaters? Are comedians touring? Is anything happening in your entertainment world?
There are some comedians that are starting to get out there a little bit more. We've had some come through the club a little bit. We're still kind of cautious to book too far in advance, just because we don't know when the state's going to shut us down again. So we're not going more than like a month out, and that's a lot harder to get a lot of the touring comics through to make that commitment because there's so much up in the air right now in the comedy world, and I'm assuming in the movie world's about the same thing because, I mean, when are they going to shut theaters down again?
Well, I heard they did release one theatrical release, at least one that I heard of, a Tenet or something like that, and it bombed in the release. And the way they're presenting it, I don't think it was necessarily because of the film itself, but because of the COVID restrictions, they could not get people to want to come out to the theater.
Well, and
drive-ins, it's getting toward the season where drive-ins aren't really going to be of much use. But I know there are a lot of movies that are finished that are postponing their release until people can go back into theaters and enjoy them, and it's until we can get back to some sense of normal in the world again.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
I've been trying to follow some of the concert stuff going on, and everything that was scheduled for this past summer that I've seen so far has been rescheduled for this coming year. Whether or not they pass restrictions to inhibit that yet or not is unknown, but at least the artists themselves are trying to reschedule for this coming year.
I did
Oh
a
yeah.
I did a interview with a band named Lilac, and they were complaining about that because Lilac, yeah, and they were actually they were
The
actually
one from
talking about that.
Georgia.
They had to correct me too.
Good band, by the way. I heard of them. I like them.
Oh yeah, they were great guys and all that. I think they are from Georgia, and they were telling me like they've tried going back out performing and all that, and then the restrictions of like 25% capacity, everybody wearing masks, and the group up on stage being separated by like plexiglass from each other. It's just it doesn't have the same feel.
Yeah, it's live performance is its own animal, and it's really hard to distance yourself from an audience and still be a live performance. I mean, it's very similar in the comedy world. You feed off the energy of the audience, and that's just when you don't have that exchange, or when you're behind something or so far away, it's really hard to connect.
I have to say that I know a bunch of venue owners in Colorado that are resuming like local shows and
Yeah,
you know
I know there are
that type of thing.
there are a lot of local bars that are doing the local musicians, having local musicians through. I know some of our local comedy shows have started back up again. Of course, Wiley's, we're still, like I said, we're not booking too far in advance, but we are booking shows and getting.
Well,
A majority of them are still locals, but we're getting a few touring comics here and there, but it's very rare.
our major ones just closed down because of our new lockdown restrictions, like less capacity and like only 25% of people and stuff like that. So as of Saturday at 10 o'clock p.m., like Grizzly Rose, which is like, hugely popular here in Colorado for like the country music scene, like Garth Brooks plays there. I mean, like all the major ones. I actually saw Vanilla Ice there a few years ago for my birthday, and I mean the place was jam packed. Like,
Who hated you?
it just has a well. Okay, every year I do a prank show. I did Corey Feldman. I mean, that was just for laughs. I mean, you have to go to some shows just to have fun.
Yeah.
So, Corey Feldman was definitely eye-opening, and I've never laughed so hard in my life. I mean,
I'm
his
sure he'd
effort-
appreciate that.
His effort is incredible. Like, he thinks he's Michael Jackson talented, and he doesn't understand why we can't see that too. I mean, I spoke with him. I have pictures with him on my Facebook. Like, he photobombed me. Oh my God, I have a picture where he photobombed me. It's up on my Facebook. But he actually thinks that he is like this god, and he has his angels around him, and they like handle everything. Like, they feed him grapes. I mean, he doesn't have to fan himself off.
You need to invite him on Fourth Wall.
Oh man.
Yeah, we'll join them on
Is that a road you really want to cross? Like,
people listen.
We need to get Kleenex to sponsor it then.
There you go.
Okay, because I have limited supply because of this pandemic, and I'm not going to let him waste my tissues. I'll say that.
No, tissues are fine. It's toilet paper he can't have.
Hey, what's the backup when you run out of toilet paper?
That's true.
Okay.
Flush tissues, they don't dissolve. You're asking for a plumbing problem at that point.
Well, if I
Come
run
on,
out of toilet
it's
paper,
Mexico style.
yeah, if I run out of toilet paper, I always got this stupid mask they make me wear everywhere.
That's true.
Your chin diaper.
Yeah.
I saw a girl at Dunkin' Donuts today. I kid you not. This poor girl. I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts to get a cup of coffee at drive-through, and this girl at the drive-through window, like, her mask was so big, and she was like a small girl, like a real thin, short girl, and like this mask covered her whole entire face, like all the way to her neck, from like nose all the way past the chin to her neck. And then she had her hat pulled down. It looked like she didn't have eyes. She looked like she was just a mask wearing a hat. It's a little ridiculous right there.
That reminds me of a character. Wasn't there a character like that in Fat Albert?
Yeah, the dude with the ski mask pulled down. Mushmouth. Mushmouth, yeah.
Mushmouth. Yeah.
Yeah. You never understand what he was saying.
See, now my thought on masks, if you don't have a beard 1.5 feet long and you don't wear glasses, stop complaining about them because you don't have anything to complain about.
Right? Oh my God, I
you
bet
ain't
it's
lying
annoying.
on that. You ain't lying on that. And you know what? I got to give credit where credit's due. I helped my buddy at his comic book shop the other day. He needed a hand cycling in older issues of comics into boxes that he keeps under tables and all that for inventory purposes, and he asked me if I'd give him a hand. And because shop hours that like you had to work, I don't know how retail workers deal with that fucking mask for like 8 hours a day. I couldn't stand 2 hours with the goddamn thing on.
Oh. I work on medical facilities, so I have to wear them all the time. It got to where I'm actually wearing my contact lenses again because I get so sick of wearing that mask with my glasses on.
Oh, it's
I have to agree. You know how they have
so I don't
those
worry
mirrors that won't fog up. You know what I'm talking about? Those mirrors that don't fog up. Why can't they do that to our glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. If you wear the goggles for swimming or whatever, you just spit in it, right?
Yeah, right.
I can just see everyone going around spitting on their glasses, man. Like,
and forgetting they had their mask on, so they just spit on the mask.
Yeah, just spit on the mask. The hell with it.
Using clean glasses, it'll work.
Oh my God. I could, people that cough and spit and choke in their glasses or in their mask, they could probably just open it up and wipe their glasses with the mask.
There you go, yeah. Ugh.
Dual purpose. Dual purpose.
One way to skin a catfish, I guess. So anyway, back to what I was saying. The Mandalorian, I give it a great review. The new episode that just came out. You guys get a chance, check it out. You got to subscribe to Disney Plus to get it, of course, unless you can pirate it somehow or somebody recorded it for you.
Which we do not recommend.
Right.
No torrents.
Yeah, I don't recommend
any of that weird stuff.
No. You're better off to pay for it. Disney works hard, and all the cast works hard to get paid. So you should probably subscribe. It would at least help pay their paychecks.
Oh, fuck all them! I didn't care about that. I didn't want to get hit with pirating, promoting pirating. I didn't care less about
they
that.
They just laid off like 500,000 people or something, or 200,000 people.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of jobs involved with this franchise. So, yeah, do your best to support Disney and don't take torrents or anything like that. We're not endorsing that here.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously,
familiar,
real quick,
with
Colin.
The show.
Real quick, Colin. Ladies and gentlemen, seriously, subscribe to Disney Plus. Do not go to sites like flickstore.to to be able to see the show free. You have to subscribe to Disney Plus. Again, do not go to flickstore.to to see Mandalorian for free. That's my public service announcement.
Okay, wait. Let's rewind here. The fact that you know that? Are you paying for your Disney Plus?
Chris,
of course.
You monkey.
Chris.
Of course.
Okay, I have a monthly subscription, okay? Like,
what's the password?
Oh, okay.
See? I knew it.
See, I could expect it from Don, but not from you, Chris.
Oh! Don's like, leave me out of this.
Yeah, I think that Don probably legally has his, or if not, he has a friend that does.
I don't have Disney Plus, therefore I have not watched it yet, but I will subscribe to it. I have so many other streaming ones, and I pay for my stuff, man.
Exactly. I pay over $100 some odd to have Hulu, Netflix, Prime, and what's that other freaking one?
Netflix, Hulu, Prime.
Oh no, I have Hulu,
Disney
Netflix,
Plus,
and Prime. Just
Disney Plus. There it is. Thank you. See, we're just talking about it.
Well, there is that news. I don't know if you guys heard about it. I don't know if you guys heard about it. Speaking of streaming services, there is that news that Netflix is raising their prices again, thanks to all the subscription drop-offs over the controversy of Cuties. They've had so many subscription drop-offs that they're raising prices again.
They just gave like $4 million to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Don't be telling me they're in debt when they're giving the royal family fucking money to survive.
I'm just telling you what's being reported. They're intending this year to raise prices again. Don't shoot the messenger. You got to keep
Netflix is, because there's really not a whole lot on Netflix that's worth a damn anymore.
They do have quite a few interesting shows that
I've already seen those ones. The rest of them suck.
Did you watch The Umbrella Academy?
I have not, because.
Oh my God!
Have
it's
you watched?
To die for. Okay, the old comic book.
I don't like
old comic books.
I'd rather just pay for it and watch it.
What about
okay,
Witcher?
You have to see The Umbrella Academy.
Have you watched?
John really needs Disney Plus. He needs variety.
Have you?
I need variety.
Have you watched
right
Witcher?
Now, I'm watching because they just dropped Chappelle's show on Netflix, so that's what I'm watching now.
I couldn't care less.
If you need
hard
a variation
enough.
here, do you like Disney Princess Rapunzel or Tiana or Mulan? I mean, that's your Disney Plus subscription. I mean, Disney does have good documentaries and a lot of stuff, but I mainly just watch all these cartoons on it, honestly.
Well, to be fair,
the only thing I was even thinking about getting Disney Plus for was Mandalorian, since they bought Star Wars. Other than that, I really be something where I buy it, I get it to watch that, and then cancel my subscription, because there isn't a lot of Disney that I care about.
Well, remember on Disney,
Don getting into Disney Princesses too deep. I mean, maybe.
No, but remember Disney bought Fox and Disney bought Marvel too.
If I were a cartoon, I'd love to get into some Disney princesses, but that's just not reality.
Well, remember Disney bought Marvel and Disney bought Fox, so you've got all the Marvel movies on there right now, and you've got fucking The Simpsons on there now. So I mean, they've got a variety. It's not just a Disney. It's not just the Disney cartoon stuff.
And who knows?
You have a good month.
Disney princesses, and that just might be my new thing.
Well,
I have to say the new Mulan movie is not for children under the age of probably 8. Maybe it's more for adults. I have to say Mulan you might really enjoy. It's a good movie.
Also, it's not for anybody who enjoyed the first real movie.
No. If you like the original movie, you will hate it, but I do have to say that it brings Disney life to some of these characters, because it's kind of fun, the descendants and everything. I like Disney Plus because they do bring out a lot of the princesses' lives and stuff.
I will say this much though.
I think Don will get a kick out of it.
I will resubscribe to Hulu when they release season 3 of The Orville.
Yeah,
I will keep you posted.
But one thing I do know is that, Don, you being in the comedy world, you're familiar with John Leguizamo and Amy Sedaris from Strangers with Candy. Those two are both in the new episode here of The Mandalorian. And there's other clues to Boba Fett's survival, how he survived getting swallowed up by that big old creature or whatever.
The toothy butthole. The Sarlacc pit.
The Sarlacc pit, right.
The toothy
so
butthole.
There in the episode.
Right.
To how he survived. And then they have a battle with a crate dragon, which is pretty exciting.
That was
you guys get a chance
badass.
to check out. Yeah, it was a really cool battle. So you guys get a chance to check that out for our listeners out there.
Greatest.
I'm totally sure Chris would approve.
Greatest thing of that first episode of season 2. Greatest thing was hanging out with the Tusken Raiders, the Sand People, and watching that Tusken Raider brushing the teeth of the Banta. I never thought I needed that in my life until I was watching him brush the bottom teeth of the Bantha. Just some of the crazy shit they throw into that show.
It's a good show. So yeah, check it out. You guys get a chance. Other than that, I caught a glimpse of a post real quick from James Taylor, and he was giving credence to Helen McRae, who is Michael Landau's mother. You guys remember Michael Landau from Highway to Heaven?
Yeah.
Michael Landau.
Yeah, Michael Landau. So anyhow, his mother apparently yesterday turned 100 years old, which is
congratulations.
pretty amazing to make it to be 100 years old in these times right now with all the COVID and everything going on. So good for her. Other than that,
I have some news that might fit in well here.
Okay.
So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee list for 2020 was released.
Oh.
Motley Crue still in on it.
Includes, this is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay.
Nominees.
It has a lot of good people, but the main ones that stood out for me was Big E, the Notorious B.I.G., and Whitney Houston.
Oh, I thought this was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rock and roll. Nothing against Biggie. Rock and roll?
No, everything against Biggie. How the fuck does he get into the Hall of Fame and somebody like Motley Crue doesn't?
Right.
I think that they're kind of doing the diversity thing.
Oh.
So maybe they ran out of options, but you got to check out the list. It is actually.
I can accept Whitney.
Now,
I can
guess
accept
they
Whitney,
are.
but not Biggie.
Well, Whitney's pretty popular.
Yeah.
And it's Nails is
rock.
Nails is also.
Oh, Nails is going in this year?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like, yep, 9 Inch Nails is going in. Nails will be inducted. That's going in. I mean, it's not altogether a loss, but I can Google search them, and none of them have a metal song. They're like R&B, pop, soul. Whitney Houston is not rap or not rock and roll to me, but it's the Hall of Fame, and
I'd call her.
I guess it's all pre-recorded, and
I guess the closest I would say for Whitney is I would call her at least like soft rock. She had some soft rock songs in her catalog.
Yeah, soft rock, that fits.
the Doobie Brothers.
They
deserve it.
Yeah.
Wow, the Doobie Brothers are finally getting on.
They've been out there forever. They way deserve it, big time.
I just don't get how
Yeah,
Biggie
it might have
Smalls
actually
gets in.
already aired. It was on HBO Saturday at 8 p.m.
Ah,
It
okay.
has P. Diddy Combs and Bruce Springsteen, Alicia Keys are all
Again, P.
going to
Diddy.
be on there. I mean, it's
P. Diddy. These people do not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's rock and roll.
I agree.
I'm sorry. It's nothing against diversity. There's plenty. How about in color? How about fucking body count? Put them in. You want diversity? At least they were rock.
Right. I think a lot of it has
Okay.
to do with the chart
Wicked
stats.
Wisdom. Fucking
Well, there
Will
things-
Smith's
I think
wife's
so.
band.
Okay. It says artists become eligible for induction to the Rock Hall after 25 years of their first album. So 25 years after their first record, they can be eligible to be on the ballot. Okay, so it's being voted
At least have
on.
to be rock and roll too, or some form of it instead of
Well, Depeche Mode,
yeah.
I
Classic.
mean, Nine Inch Nails, Doobie Brothers, those all
Yeah.
make sense to me.
They all make the grade, yeah.
Yeah. Biggie does not.
Biggie doesn't really, but I think a lot of it has to do with the ratings and the different charts. Like you look at the statistics for charts, and a lot of the songs that Biggie was involved with did make it up into the top 10.
Yeah, okay, but
Okay.
but here's the
He
problem.
only released 2
You're talking about
albums.
the
Wait.
crossovers.
But here's the problem.
Yeah, no, he only released 2 albums.
There's the problem. Here's the problem. You're allowing hip hop artists into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for quote unquote diversity. But if there was a hip hop Hall of Fame, the hypocrisy is they would never allow somebody like fucking, for the sake of argument, Kid Rock into the Hall of Fame because he's not hip hop. Forget diversity
Right.
because
Yeah, you
he's
got a
not
point.
hip
Well,
hop.
they do have one.
Then what the
They
hell
do
they?
have the R&B Hall of Fame. Yeah, no. Miley Cyrus will also be appearing with.
But she's not an
Uh,
inductee because, she's not Human.
as he's riding a wrecking ball, we're all good.
Yeah, there you go. There you
It might be a good show, I have to say.
So now you got me
I
interested.
don't
I'm
know.
gonna have to find it somewhere. I'm gonna have to find it somewhere
Yeah.
streaming or something and watch the recorded version of it.
Yeah, it was all pre-recorded anyway, so you should be fine. And it should be on HBO or HBO Max. I want to get HBO Max next, but
Yeah, I think
yeah,
you can
that's
download
actually
it. You can
that
download the
might be the
previous
most entertaining thing this week.
Yeah, I think you can download them on Amazon too for a small fee or whatever. Old episodes of the induction ceremonies.
Oh, okay,
horrible.
wow.
Horrible.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
go. You've broken Stolle.
All right. Well. So, anyways, Helen McRae, Michael Landau's mom, made it to be 100 years old, so that was pretty positive. Other than that, hopefully all of you guys had a good Halloween holiday or Samhain holiday. I had a good time with friends. Enjoyed the full blue moon, which is the farthest away that the moon will be from our planet for the next 200 years.
Moon.
Yeah, and the blue moon, of course, if you guys don't know, is the second full moon in a month.
Yeah.
Which is wild that it happened on the 1st and then it happened on the 31st of the same month. But this is the first time that that's happened on Halloween, visible to all the time zones since 1944. So that's pretty cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, and so I had a good time.
It was a
friends
great night, I have to
that
say.
night. Yeah, we hung out and enjoyed the moon. I was walking around barefoot in my friend's yard, and the ground was warm. It was awesome. All the clouds cleared away, the wind stopped, and we just got to enjoy the moon. And it was like bright, super bright. It was like a light bulb in the sky. I've never seen it this bright in my entire life. It was pretty amazing.
We were under under lockdown here in Philadelphia. Well, not technically. The 2 days before Halloween, we were locked down under curfew because of the stupid ass riots. And on Halloween night, they did not necessarily put us on a lockdown, but they strongly urged that we stay in our homes. That
So
was
you didn't do trick-or-treating at all?
no trick-or-treating here in Philadelphia.
You didn't get any candy?
Nope.
What?
Damn, dude.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
to
my
the
brother
riots.
made out.
Thanks to the
That's
riots,
rough,
we
right?
didn't get none of it.
There were a handful of trick-or-treaters out in my area. I was glad to see that.
Well, I guess I should be thankful that I live in a smaller community up here where I did see kids out with masks that were doing the trick-or-treating thing, and so it was somewhat normal. I don't think the bars were as busy as they could have been. But what do you do? I mean, everybody's freaked out right now, so that's what it is.
But like
hopefully
I have
everybody
to
out there
say
got a
that-
little candy.
But like I said,
yeah,
it wasn't.
I have to say the night was amazing. Like Halloween for us in Colorado wasn't locked down yet, so we trick-or-treated just like it was last year. People had creative ideas. They took different ways of shooting candy out or putting bags on a table to make it safe. I mean, like there was some very inventive like things that shot the bags to the kids and then they could just pick them up. People were heating the bags of candy before they gave it to them. Like we had a really normal but social distanced Halloween here. I have to say it was almost like freedom.
Well, again, to be fair, here in Philadelphia, we didn't not trick or treat because of COVID. We did not trick or treat because of the riots over that cop shooting. So it's a completely different scenario. If that cop shooting had never happened, I would probably had decent, things about, Halloween here. Unfortunately, because of people not being able to behave themselves and wait for all evidence to come out on a case, because they think, to show solidarity to a person being shot is 5 pairs of guns and a 55-inch plasma. We were denied the ability to let our kids go out and enjoy a yearly tradition.
And you didn't even go out and get your plasma.
That's right. And they were all out of the Jordans. God damn it.
well, shit.
I had to settle with New Balance, for God's sake. No.
It'll be
New
back to
Balance.
normal.
Yeah.
But next Halloween, hopefully, we'll have somewhat kind of normal life again.
Yeah.
Or just come out here because my neighborhood is actually really awesome. We all know each other within blocks. So we had tons of fun Just come out here.
I think next Halloween we should all go out to Colorado for the weed. I mean,
I think you should.
For Halloween. That's what I meant.
We could all go to Utah, trip on acid. Sounds great.
Well, knowing
Right, go to Portland and get your meth. Then head on out to Colorado for the weed.
knowing Serenity and her
I'll
neighbors.
just stay in Colorado, thank you.
Knowing Serenity and her neighbors, I'm pretty sure we could find some houses that'll give kids candy to kids and other baggies for the adults. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
That's
I had a great night. I will say.
Get the edibles, gummies. That's what.
Gummies.
There was shooters. People were giving out beers. I mean, there wasn't just rolled things. There was chilled things and stirred, shaken. You know. Oh.
Here's some gummies for you, little girl, and here's some gummies for you, little girl.
Okay, the ones that are chocolate flavored are for your mommy. You figure it out.
Terrible.
Oh man.
Well, I'm glad that some of us had a good Halloween at least, you know. And next time maybe you guys ought to come to Michigan. I tell you what, up here we're chill, and there's been a couple more cases here lately, but we're still pretty chill and everybody's being pretty safe. And I'm just glad that I was able to enjoy somewhat of a normal Halloween without drinking because nobody there was drunk, and it was just a good time. So
I couldn't drink on Halloween because I was actually on call for work, and I also had to be up early in the morning for a film shoot. So there was no drinking for me.
Oh yeah, that is some positivity that we can talk about. That's some positivity we can talk about.
Making up for it now with the vodka. I see.
We got some positive news, Colin, that we could talk about. Is Don Smith? Did he return to stand up comedy recently? He also just finished a film.
I did.
Yeah.
Just yesterday we put the final, we wrapped principal photography of Black Wolf, so looking forward to that being finished in the coming months and hopefully released sometime within the following spring maybe.
So we're waiting for editing and then you'll let us know, eh?
Yeah.
I'm
So
excited.
as soon as it's out, I'm going to start throwing that around. I mean, there's stuff we had come out be right like at the beginning of COVID. We had a couple drop from Cinema Lexicon, who I work with quite a bit. So yeah, it was also great being back on stage for a change. Which
is it different when you can't see their mouths to see if they're smiling, or can you read eyes?
Well, the weird thing is, it was supposed to be an outdoor show, and with the headliner we had that night, I've been on outdoor shows with her before, and every time I was on an outdoor show with her, I bombed. Like, bad.
Oh.
Well, it stormed really bad that night, so we had to move inside the bar, and of course it's social distanced, and they have all the tables along one side, and they basically had big plastic sheeting walls in between all the tables.
Oh, Jesus.
So I'm up on stage telling jokes, and I can really only see like 2 tables full of people. Everybody else was behind the plastic sheeting. But as weird as that was, I had a pretty good set. It felt really good to get up there and get a lot of frustration and anger out and yell at people again and get a few laughs. So that was good. I had somebody stop after the show and he said, "Dude, the only reason I came to this show is I knew it'd been like 10 months since you performed and I wanted to see how angry you got on stage." And I was not disappointed.
Nice.
I want to see this.
Oh, I got fired up. I did. Half the time I had to set the microphone down because it just would have been too much going out over the microphone. It was definitely a fun night. It was very therapeutic, and it felt great to be back up there again.
You know what you need to do one time? You need to get somebody to
Congratulations.
handheld record your set so we can hear it.
I took a lot of my older stuff off of YouTube. A lot of my newer stuff is angry, and I don't really record a lot of it anymore. I need to, but I just don't.
At least do the audio. At least record the audio. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I don't want too much of it out there. I don't need, because here's the thing.
Put a spear over your head.
as a comedian, I look back at some of my earlier stuff, and it's garbage. And if you don't look back at your earlier stuff as an entertainer and think that it's pretty crappy, you're not really growing much as an entertainer.
Right.
So that's why I don't like
knowledge of growth.
I don't like to put a lot out on YouTube anymore.
Well,
and that's why.
Well, that's
a lot of it. It's like I don't need that there.
Well, that's fair, but there is that's fair, but there is a compromise here. You don't want to go. You don't want your new material going out to a whole wide audience on YouTube or something like that. I've got the perfect way of handling it. We'll review it right here on Breaking the Fourth Wall. Nobody watches this shit.
That's true.
I would love to be someone in your audience. I will FaceTime call into a website and we could all watch live. We could set that up, right?
On Facebook Live. I mean, yeah, we could do that.
Oh, I'm sure I'll get back up on stage again soon. That was kind of testing the waters, because when it gets to be that long, because it was almost 10 months with no stage time. And it gets a little weird. And when you go back up, I mean, I was nervous as hell.
Well, yeah, you had to dig out his thong and find that stripper pole again. And...
always. Yeah, well, and
the
thing is, I've put on weight during the whole COVID lockdown, so getting that thong out is a lot trickier than what it used to be.
I knew it.
Which fold did it go in now?
For 20 minutes before the show.
Put the lotion
I
on the
wondered
skin.
what that delay was.
That's why he was angry on stage. It was on backwards. They were They were splitting the boys.
And you just spent that time getting it out.
When a man puts a thong on backwards, it lifts and separates, and not in a good way.
Picasso painted that one.
Anything else, Colin, or we got to go into the outros here?
Well, I guess that's all I got for you guys for this week.
Right on, man. Thank you very much. Guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Again, it's been a blast. It's been a while since we've been on, so we're going to get back on schedule here real soon, promise. Of course, we want to give a thanks to our sponsor, the Great Nurses Guild. If you have a family member who is in need of at-home care, please feel free to go down in the description down below and hit the phone numbers or the website for the Nurses Guild. Give them a call. They will help you out in anything that you need. Great bunch of people. And of course, guys, we'll start with Colin. Tell them where they can find you.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm available here on Facebook. You can hit me up on my email, colinwashburn with a K @gmail.com. I'm on YouTube. Got something positive to talk about? Drop me a message. Thanks.
Serenity.
Facebook, Instagram, Final Profit Records, Behind the Tree Out Front. Oh, that was Halloween. Sorry. Talk y'all later.
And Don Smith, tell them where they can find you besides the waterbed.
Exactly. You can always find me face down the waterbed with a leather mask. But if you're not into that kind of kink, you can also find me on Facebook as Don Smith Comedy or The Life 1069. I'm also Don Smith Comedy on Twitter. You can go to thelife1069.com. You can find my link tree to all the shows, regardless of what platform you listen to your podcasts on. You can go on to my link tree and find just about any one of them. My main feed's on Podbean at thelife1069.podbean.com, where you can get all, I think, 470 some episodes now. So I'm all over the place.
Hey, you only
find me there.
You only sent me 413 for rebroadcast, plus a couple throws.
Well, there's a lot of them. A lot of these podcast formats, they don't have my entire episode list, so I'm actually re-releasing a Throwback Thursday episode every week.
Yes.
Where I'll take like one of my early episodes and throw it back out there.
Yes, he just didn't share the nudes with you, Chris.
Right. I only share the nudes. That goes out to my fans only.
And guys, of course, you could find Realm of the Mist Entertainment right on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up button, like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out the other podcasts of Realm of the Mist Entertainment. And if you prefer your podcast in audio only format, just look up Realm of the Mist Entertainment on Anchor.fm, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, or wherever podcasts can be heard. And last but not least, just out there for everybody. Launching today, a good friend of ours, Lightning Mike, has launched his own podcast, The Naked DJs, available on YouTube. Just look up The Naked DJs or on anchor.com, anchor.fm/naked DJs. Go check them out. Episode 1 is up. Good people talking about rock and music and different formats. So, guys, check it out. And we on the next Breaking the Wall. Have a good night, guys.